Welcome to this Flight Simulator update movie. In this movie we're gonna look at the changes which are coming to the world map as part of Sim update number 8. So first of all, right, you might ask, hey, why are all these lines here and why are all these navies there? Well, that's why, because I switched on these options, right? If you switch them off, you don't see them. But there are some interesting changes in this area, so I just want to show you. So one of the things which they did, and I'd say is pretty nice, they changed some options, right? They changed the localizers now to specific icons. And they also gave the Takan, which are used for military purposes, their own, let's say, icon. Other than that, and I'm not sure if this was already part of it, is that it looks like that they now gave the, I would say, the runways, which are, I would say, laying in a river, right? For example, I would say aircraft vessels, they have their own icon, right? You can see a small anchor in the middle. That's cool, right? So other than that, when we're going to the other end of the world, because that's easier to see, to show you, because I know some beacons there. So it's over here. So let's zoom in on the Netherlands in this case. They now have made a change where you can easily identify if a beacon only has VOR capabilities or only has VOR plus DME capabilities or only has DME capabilities, right? So let me find the beacon. For example, here, this Pampas, right? Papa Alpha Mike. This one only has DME capacity. So now it simply is, I would say, a square, while in the past it was shown like a normal VOR beacon, right? So if we go to, for example, what's then the Hague Airport, you would see it like this, right? So this one is for the localized DME, and unfortunately the same icon is still being used for the VOR beacons. So you still need to figure out, okay, hey, what's the beacon and what's the beacon type? But I would say, other than that, I think it's I would say it's a huge advantage that you now can clearly see what type of beacon it is. So what are other interesting things I discovered while, let's say, clicking around, besides the icons for the beacons? Well, one thing I figured out, and that's something I recently discovered, is that there's now also an integration with, drumroll full, the store. For example, if we click on Los Angeles International, you will now have the option to say, hey, there's one offer. So if I click on this one, you can see, hey, there's, I would say, a third-party offer which allows you to buy directly from here. I think this is, I would say, it's nice, right? It simply gives an easy way to, say, make third-party content more popular, or third-party content which is stored in the Microsoft Flight Simulator store. But it's also easier accessible, right? You can simply see it here. So it's a pretty, I'd say, nice move. I'm not sure if everybody likes it, but I kind of like it, right? So it's not applicable to most, right? You can see the Van Nuys and the Bob Hope is there. But if you would look at another airport, let's pick out one randomly, you see, okay, hey, if there's no offer available, it also doesn't show it. So pretty nice things are coming to the map. I tried to look at these icons, but unfortunately I didn't find one yet. It looks like that there's now also an approach procedure and radar minimums and no published instrumental procedures. I'm still looking for that one. Hopefully that will be, maybe someone already has discovered it, who's also trying out the test version. Then let me know. Other than that, not so much changes besides the Takan. We also have the VOR Takan, right? Which is a VOR beacon combined with the Takan beacon. It's also a new one. Other things have not changed a lot, to be honest. But I already like it that they now finally made the changes between, or show the differences between the VOR DME, and the DME only, because that sometimes is a nightmare and sometimes it's pretty hard to figure out, okay, hey, why is that beacon not working? Well, my friends, it's due to the fact that it's a DME beacon only and not a VOR DME beacon or a VOR beacon. So in this video we looked at these small changes which are coming to the world map. Well, if they're small, that's of course a discussion. It are small details which make it more usable and also allows you to directly buy stuff from the content in the store if some content is available, for example, for a specific airport. I'm not sure if it also works for cities. While talking on that, right? Let's have a look at that while we're talking. So let's reset the view. What's normally available? I would say, well, London for sure. So let's have a look at that one to see if it's also London. I would expect it, to be honest. But the question, of course, is... No, for cities they didn't do it. So that's funny, right? You would have also expected it to be available for cities, but it looks like that they're initially focusing only on the airports. Because if we would go to... For London City, for example, it is available. So it looks like that they're currently only focusing on the airports. Probably next step is to also make it available for, I would say, the cities and maybe also even the other scenery points. Nice addition. So finishing up for the second time, a lot of changes coming to the map. Maybe they're, let's say, small, right? Maybe they're not interesting for you, but I think it's, let's say, it's nice that they also pay attention to these kind of small details. Although I think they are pretty big details because they're really needed to understand why some things are working different, especially if you look at the nav aids. Here ends this video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then feel free to post them in the comment box below. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.